Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Gibbs. You can't see me, but you can hear me. Happy Friday. After today's math lesson, you are going to be able to tell me all about pie charts or pie graphs, sometimes called circle graphs. You will be able to tell me their features, and you will help me make one. All right, but first let's talk about the other graphs we learned about, right? I have two graphs right here, and they're both the same kind of graphs. Do you know what these are called? Good. They are pictographs or picture graphs. If you weren't sure and you didn't know that, remember that pictographs use pictures to represent data. And remember, they have a title, labels, and a key, right? In this case, with the pencils, our title is favorite subjects, and the key says that each pencil stands for 2 students. What do they use for pictures on this graph? I don't know if you could tell. Maybe I can help you. Student eye colors, if that's the title of my graph. What do you think these are? Yeah, eyeballs. They used eyeballs. Very good. So pictographs use pictures to represent data. Very good. I'm going to show you 2 more graphs. Can you karate chop the one that is the bar graph? Good. You karate chop this one, right? A bar graph uses bars to represent the data. It too has a title and labels, right? 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade are your labels. And it has, instead of a key, it has numbers to show how much, in this case, popcorn fundraiser, and it's the money raised. So who raised the most? Let's look at our graph. Who raised the most? Yeah, 4th grade beat 2nd grade just by a little bit, right? So if you have a bar graph, you will not have pictures, you'll have bars, and you'll have numbers instead of a key, so you can read the data. Awesome. Now, I want you to look at these again. This other one is the one we're going to discuss today. It is called a pie graph or pie chart or circle graph. Why do you think it's called a pie chart or a pie graph? Very good. It does look like a pie, right? Or if you call it a circle graph, yes, it's shaped like a circle, right? Or it looks like a pie, right? Or pizza pie. So think of a pie. If you ate the entire pie, the whole thing, right? You would eat 100% of it. That's what 100% means. When you get a test and you get 100%, you get them all right. So if you were to eat the whole pie or the whole pizza pie, right, you would eat the whole thing. But now let's say you're having a party and lots of people like different things, right, on their pizza, right? So that's an easy way to remember. What most people like is what you're going to order the most of. So most kindergartners like cheese, right? So think of that. That's the biggest. And then a lot of them like pepperoni, right? And then even some more like sausage, right? But not many like veggies, although they're really good for you, or anchovies or pineapple, even though pineapple is yummy, maybe not on a pizza, right? So that's an easy way to think about a pie chart. Just like in a bar graph, the one that's the highest is the most, or the longest bar, the biggest bar. Same thing with a pie chart. Think of what would most people really like in a pizza pie, right? Kindergartners would like cheese, so that's going to be the biggest one if you're trying to please the most people, right? You wouldn't order tons with pineapple or anchovies because not many people like them. Some might, and that's cool, but not a lot. So that's an easy way to remember how to read a pie chart, right? The biggest pieces, right? The biggest part of the pizza. Of course, you could cut those into more depending on how many people you have, right? The biggest part of the pizza is going to be what most people like, the favorite, or the most number of pets, or the most number of kind of days if you're charting the weather, right? So that's how a pie chart works. So, like all other graphs, it has a title, right? What do you notice? I'm going to show you a whole page of pie graphs or pie charts. I'm going to put it down here so you can see there's lots of different ones, right? What do you notice about all these pie charts or pie graphs? What's the same? Good, I'm getting some different answers. What I was thinking is, do you see how they're all different colors, right? If it was all blue, it would be really hard to read the pie chart, wouldn't it, or the pie graph, right? It would be really hard. So these colors help me tell the different kinds, right? And sometimes, like on these, and on the one that I showed you, you can see that it just has the percentages, right? Remember the percentage, the number is the how much of the whole, right? So it has the numbers, but that's all, and it has colors. And so if it doesn't tell what each color represents, right, then it needs a key. So you can see that the brown is the most, what most students have for student pets, right? Brown is the largest, the biggest piece of the pie. So it's what most people have, 45%. But you won't know what that is unless you look at the key. So brown is dog, right? So a lot of pie charts or pie graphs have a key, just like pictographs have a key, right? But not all. Sometimes pie graphs just go ahead and show right away, like on this one right here, it says it definitely has a different colors. All pie charts or pie graphs have the different colors, so it's easy to read it, right? But sometimes it doesn't have a key. It'll just tell you most popular sports at Cove Elementary School, and it just lists it, right? You can tell right away what's the most popular, what's the biggest piece of the pie. Yeah, this one, soccer, 30%, right? And just a little bit smaller is track. That's the second most popular. But see how it says soccer, 30%, track, 25%. If it has the labels over here, it doesn't need a key. All right, so now you know what a pie chart is. A pie chart does what? A pie chart is a type of graph in which a circle is divided to show data, right? It's divided into its separate parts, right? We don't know what this is saying. We don't have a title and we don't have a key, right? But we do know that this is the biggest part, the most popular. Good, so that's what a pie chart is. It's a type of graph in which a circle is divided into parts to show the data. The most and the least, right? That's how we read the data on a pie chart or pie graph, right? We know that it has a good pie graph, has a title. It has different colors, definitely. It has numbers which show the percent, how much of that circle, how much of the people we asked like certain things or have certain things, right? And of course, if it doesn't have the labels, it needs a key. If it doesn't have the labels right on the pie graph, it needs a key to tell us what the colors mean. All right, very good, boys and girls. So let's look at this one. We already said that we know that dog was the brown one, right? So let's see, what color is this gray? Can you read that word right there next to the gray? Cat. Good. So let's look at our pie graph. And what number is that? What percentage of people chose cat, that they have a pet cat? Can you read this number? Can you find gray? Karate chop the gray part. Good. Yep, there's the gray. Awesome. Right. And can you read that number? It's kind of hard, I know. There. Good, 24%. So the most popular was dog, and the next popular was cat. What was the least popular? Point to the ones that are the smallest. The smallest parts of our pie graph. Yeah, they were both, right? They both say 3%, 3%. So we need to look at our key. What kind of pets did they have? Those are hard to read. Let's try with this one first. The red one is crab. Good, crab. So 3% had crab, and this is a long one. Hamster. Good. So and then what was white? White was 5%. Can you read that? Rabbit. And you look at that. 20% is frog. Right, frog. All right. So great job answering my pie chart questions. We're going to make one together, but I'm going to go ahead and let you get your wiggles out because you've been sitting for a little bit since we just talked about frog at 20%. And I have a funny story about frogs in a second, right? Go ahead and get on your lily pads and give me 5 frog jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now give me, 5 cat leaps. However you think it looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And then chase your tail like a puppy. Get on all fours, chase your tail like a puppy. And good. Come back, crisscross applesauce, ready to learn. All right, boys and girls. Okay, so funny story. I have this little thing to help us make a pie chart, right? A pie graph. And it says teddy bear counters, right? It has red and green and yellow and blue. So when I went to school, I grabbed what I thought were teddy bear counters. And there were some teddy bears in there, but they were mostly frogs, right? My bears were mixed in with my frogs. So even though my spinner says teddy bears, we're going to use frogs because we know we can't use teddy bears and frogs, right? Because we have to use things of the same size, like bars, they all have to be the same size if we're coloring them in. Our pictures all have to be the same size, right? So we can't use some frogs and some teddy bears. I didn't have enough teddy bears. I had mostly frogs, so that's why we're using frogs. So I'm going to have you help me again. Use your ninja kicks, right? Don't kick the computer, though. Go ahead, and you're going to kick really hard. Now, because I want to try to get this done quicker, for every spin we do, we're going to do 2. We're going to put on 2 frogs, right? So we can fill our pie graph up a little bit, because the point is just to learn how to make one, right? So on the count of 3, give me your best ninja kick. 1, 2, 3. Help me to spin the spinner. Oh, it's a line. Good, because I wanted you to predict which one do you think will be the biggest part of our pie chart, which will take up the most space, which will be the biggest percentage of our pie chart. Go ahead, tell me on the count of 3. Green, yellow, blue, or red. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll see if you're right. Now one more ninja kick, a little bit harder this time, so I can get it not on a line. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Blue. Okay. Remember, for every one, I'm going to do 2, right, so that it fills up quicker. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, kick. Yellow, 2 yellows. All right. We're going to have to keep moving it over, right? All right, 1, 2, 3, kick. Red. Oh, so far, 2 of each. Let's see. Yellow again. So we got to move it out, right? So we don't want to have, we want all our yellows together. So we're going to move the circle a little bit. Here's our yellows. Maybe give some space for all of them. Put our greens over here. 1, 2, 3, kick. Green. Finally have some greens. Maybe put them over here. 1, 2, 3, kick. Ah, green again. It was slow to start. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, kick. Yellow. More yellow frogs. Ribbit, ribbit. All right. So far, what's the most? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Line. Thought it was yellow. Ready? 1, 2, 3, kick. Red. Alrighty. 2 red. Normally we would just do 1, right? But we just want to fill our graph quicker so we can see. 1, 2, 3, kick. Yellow. Oh my goodness. I wonder how many of you said yellow would be the winner. It's got a lot. 1, 2, 3, kick. Green. Green's trying to catch up. What's the least so far? Blue, right? I think we started with blue. We haven't seen blue in a while. 1, 2, 3, kick. Oh, look at that. Mrs. Gibbs says it and it happens. Blue. Oh boy. We don't have room. Maybe just for 4 more frogs. Maybe 2 more spins. 1, 2, 3. Maybe 3 if we, oh, green. We pack them in close together. So let's see. Green. Let's see, do we have, yeah, it's not quite filled. Probably 1 more spin, maybe 2. Maybe the last one's just going to get 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, spin. Green, oh my goodness. Green is making a late start. 1. 2. Oh, that may be it, boys and girls. We may have to move it over. And our pie chart might be filled. Yeah, what do you think? I think it's filled. Oh my goodness. What do you think is the most? Well, let's see. Now we need to take our crayons, or make our lines, right? I'm going to do my best to make a straight line. And let's see. Right? Because all of this is going to be what color? Green. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this part is going to be blue. 4 blue. So I'll put G for green. And B for blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for yellow, and only 4 for red. All right, so that's how you would make a pie graph, right? Our pie graph, our title was Teddy Bear Counters, actually frog counters, right? And so then when we take the counters off, and then we would color, right? So I'm not going to color. It's not going to be my nicest kindergarten coloring, right? It's going to be quick coloring just so you can see. Kind of shaded coloring so you can see our results, right? Because remember, all graphs presented in a clear, concise way. So we'll do green and yellow. And red. And blue. Now, if I had it really, it would be a better thing with, right? So, we need our key, right? We need to, well, we don't really need a key because our colors are just standing for the color, right? So, let's see. We said we had, what did we have most of? What's our biggest piece of the pie? Green, right? Remember it had 10. And this one, the yellow, had 8. Right? And do you remember? You can help me. Let's see. How many did the blue have? Do we have the same? 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we only have 4 blue? And only 2 red? I don't remember. Mrs. Gibbs will have to go back and see. That's because I don't have straight lines, right? Yeah, I think we had 4 and 4, right? All right. So those should be a little bit more even. Mine should probably go more like this for the red. All right. So when we do our pie chart then, right? Mrs. Gibbs should have written them down. She forgot. You'll have to go back and tell me if I was right, if it was 4 and 4. Right, we can see that green came up a little bit more frequently than yellow. So we have our title. We don't really need, because I went ahead and I said green, right? Red. I put my labels right on there, yellow and blue. Upside down for you, I know. I should have put them the other way, right? And I have my numbers. Not really a percentage. I have to say out of 10, 18, 22, I'd have to figure out the percentages. But that's how you do a pie graph, right? It shows the information of our whole and it divides it into parts, and we can see that yellow was the most, green was the most, and then yellow, and then red and blue. So you learned all about pie charts today. You know they have a title, sometimes a key, or else if no key labels, they always have different colors, and it is a circle divided into parts to show the data. So great job, boys and girls. Thanks for coming along and learning about pie charts with me, and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.